Uh-oh. What up? What up, though? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You're back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Marq Nash. He is I am he. Another one. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. How y'all feel? What's the deal? Make some noise for yourself. Uh-oh. It is going down in a major way. Got a lot to unpack on this topic right here. It's going to be a little fun. We'll see how y'all feel about it. Got a lot to talk about. Give you guys an update of what we know so far. What do we expect from the upcoming news of Trump's indictment by the New York grand jury? Got a survey in the chat as well. Definitely got a survey in the chat. And asking you guys and gals, what will happen? Nothing. Some would say it hurts his 2024 campaign. More protests similar to January the 6th. And just simply, hey, look, I'm just glad he's being indicted. Okay? Some people just going to be on the petty side, and that's cool too. So we're going to unpack all of this and more. I'm going to drop the link out there. We can have a group discussion. Matter of fact, I'll probably open the phone lines. I don't know if I'm going to drop the link or the phone lines, but we'll talk about it. Probably drop the link out there. Let y'all get your bars off. Tell me what you think of this topic. But give me 5 minutes. Let's let this room populate. Let me share the link out there. Let people know we live and be right back. It's your man Marq Nash, Breaking Beats. Let's get it.
This is my passion. This is what I love to do. But some days, sometimes, I'm just like you, man. I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job.
From a good dream I wake, sun rays on my face, planning out my day, hoping this ain't the one that I catch a case. I feel so good, I feel so straight. My manager keep calling me saying, hurry up, you late. Hurry up, you lay off. Y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Been trying to play it cool, but it's hard to play it off. I've been hanging on to this bullshit, cause my car still ain't paid off. I know I'm on my way up. My boy just got laid off, so y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. These hoes here so ratchet. These niggas here so sneaky. Y'all don't even really pay enough for y'all to only pay bi-weekly. I'm trying to double up my cash. Take this job, shove it up your area. Yo, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. We're the reason why your stockholders always stay afloat. Yet I'm asking, are they hiring? Like everywhere I go, schedule will say 9, but I think it's fine if I clock in at 9:04. I work 40 hours a week plus overtime just to be bro. So y'all, man, I hate this job. Hate that I applied. So much has transpired since the day that I was high. Told me I could advance, but you were telling me lies. Gotta give your notice before I quit, but you don't say shit right before I'm fired. Damn, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. You and your procedures, you and your protocol, you and your policies, none of that shit don't apply to me. You and your quotas, you and your standards, you and your 2 sick days a year. Y'all niggas bananas. Wonder why the postman's posted with hammers, going postal with Popo on camera. His wage got him enraged, stressed out, it's hard to maintain. He flips the middle, grabs his. He said, if you don't get the picture, I quit, you ain't shoot. Mother, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. job. Man, I hate this job.
I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. I'm out here trying to take care of my family.
Damn, I hate this job.
It's not always glamorous, for real, but I do what I gotta do for me and mine, you know?
Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job.
Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you, nigga. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and or the host. They do not explicitly nor necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during the program. Basically, if I didn't say it, don't come for me. You come for the person who said it. And please don't sue me for somebody else's words. With that said, let's start the show, motherfucker.
Showtime.
This that squad sound.
Yeah. What up, though? What's poppin'? What's happening? What's going on? You're back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Marq Nash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. How y'all feel? What's the damn deal? Shout out to everybody who said pulled up for this one. Oh man, I'm gonna drop the link out there early for this one. We got to talk about it. I want to do a different topic too, so probably gonna be on this. Probably do about an hour of this at best. Probably do about an hour of this topic, and I'm gonna be on. I want to get into some boxing talk. You know, I couldn't do the show yesterday. I had some other things going on, personal issues with the family, and you know, family first, right? So I love y'all, love doing the show, but you know, family is very important to me. My family and my mental health. Hey, look, I'm gonna do like the boxers do. I had a mental health crisis yesterday. Shit, fuck it. Human. It's my father's birthday. It was my homie's birthday. It was my Aunt Susie's birthday. But my Aunt Susie actually died on her birthday, man. And that shit still bothers me, you know. I talk to her son every year on her birthday, my cousin. But he's like an uncle. Like, he's like my uncle's age. But rest in peace to my Aunt Susie. And yeah, man, shit. My wife is taking a little girls trip. So I'm on full-time daddy duty, man. So, yeah, it's a lot. But, let's talk about it. President Trump, former President Trump. Oh no, what happened? All right, and what will happen from this? What will happen from this, if anything? Before I do anything, shout out to Uppercut TV. Thanks for sharing the link, bro. Appreciate it. Let me do this neighbors only roll call, because without the neighbors, the show would not be the show at this level. So let me go through and do that. And we're gonna chop it up about this topic real quick. Cooking with the champ.
What up?
Haplotype 0.
What up?
Boxing MMA 365.
What up?
Taylor Bell.
What up?
Mike from Boston.
What up?
C Jones 0224.
What up?
Tony Boswell.
What up?
Scans Rants.
What up?
Kansas City Mac.
What up?
Patricia Shelton.
What up?
Ace Retro.
What up?
That guy Eclipse 330.
What up?
Miss Queen Sunkiss.
What up?
Rockman.
What up?
Juan Davila.
What up?
Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel Donaire.
What up?
True Media Today, USA Boxing. That's Coach Malachi Williams. Puro, Food Revolution. KP from KC5. Matt Wade. Karma Serene. Ill Status Boxing. Tank the Sweet Science Examiner. Beyond Above Media. Pittsburgh T. SF City Slicker. I Know Boxing. It's Mex. Rider Off the Storm. Here to There. Maddie Yoel. Cliff Bailey. Con Charnery. Lisa Bells. She never fails. On the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr. H.L. Deasy. Cooking with Sir Sr. Brandon Washington. Lady Shan Dun Dum Season. D. Bevel the Champ. And of course the big fish himself, my good brother Dare Lincoln. How y'all feel? Alright. Wrong button. There we go. Alright. There we go. Alright. Alright, man, let's get right into it, man. Unless you've been under a rock for the last 4 hours, I don't know how you missed this news. But it's breaking news for me over here tonight. All right, so let's talk about it. President Trump indicted. Former President Trump, what you need to know. Here we go. Former President Trump faces more than 30 counts related to business fraud in an indictment from the Manhattan grand jury. According to sources familiar with the case, it marks the first time in history that a current or former president will face criminal charges. Trump is expected to appear in court on Tuesday for his arraignment, multiple sources tell CNN. All right, we're going to continue with that. Momentarily. But wow is going down. Shout out to my brother DJ Drama. What up? Queen P in the building. Somebody said, I found out just right now. All right, so it is news to you. Shout out to my boy Taylor Bell. Yeah, man, rest in peace to mine and Susie, man. She was a good lady, man. Damn good lady. Best cook in the family. My mama be always talking about, I'm the best cook. I'm like, by default. Respectfully. Shout out to my boy DJ Drama. What up, fam?
What's good, homie?
What's popping with you? I got a topic other than boxing right now. You can talk to me, huh? Let's get into it. What you think of this topic, man? What's going to happen with your boy?
Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing, huh?
No.
So what? Go ahead.
I got echo. Hold on. Let me drop that down.
All right. I'll read some more of this press release. Okay. Trump, like many rich people, he's gonna get to turn himself in. I'm curious how this is gonna work with this whole process. Like, he still has Secret Service duty, so the Secret Service is gonna be with him while he's going through getting fingerprinted and booked and all of that. Somebody said, yeah, you got a bad echo. Yeah, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear his echo, but I get it. Somebody said it's a fake. Oh, yeah, the pictures are fake. Now, these pictures are fake. These pictures, Taylor Bill, these are here. They're just for visual aids and for comedic purposes. These are only here for comedic purposes, visual aids. This is not what happened, right? This is just for entertainment. Only entertainment. Those pictures are right. Those pictures are definitely not real. But let me continue with this reading right here to give you guys some background information. Trump released a defiant statement calling it a political prosecution and election interference at its highest level in history. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office has been investigating Trump in connection with his alleged role in a hush money payment scheme and cover-up involving adult film star Stormy Daniels. This was during the 2016 campaign. I'm gonna pause it right there. Go ahead, Drama.
I still got that echo.
Damn. You don't have it in me. Let me see. Oh, let me see something. Let me see something right here. Let me check your mic settings. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I don't hear it. I don't hear the echo. You hear an echo though?
Yeah, I hear it.
You on an iPhone?
No, I'm on the laptop.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna drop down.
Okay. Okay. Taylor Bell said yes. Somebody said he does have an echo. Yeah, I don't hear it on my end. So I'm glad y'all let me know in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Queen P. He said it's bad too. Damn, is that bad? Lisa Bells, what up, boo? Ty, he said free Trump. He a real nigga. Trump don't fuck with you, Ty. Slide Jones, what up? He said, I'm more worried about liberals who can't define what a woman is. All right. What up? They better know what woman is. What a woman is. Get caught. Never mind. I was about to say get caught in a bad situation, but I ain't even gonna. I'll tread lightly right there. It's still early. It's still in the first 15 minutes of the show. Still too early. Bronze, what up? All right. Gons, what up? The Gazarian, he said, is that a real picture? Oh, Lord. No. Those pictures were for entertainment purposes. All right, so boom. Let me see. Now, Trump has replied to this. Let's go to, let me see. Where is his Trump social? Here we go. The real Donald Trump. Let me share this right here. This is his own social media platform. And it's called Truth Social, right? Hold up, did I copyright? Nope, here we go. I got you. You know I got you. Here we go, boom. Donald Trump has replied on his Truth Social, and he is pissed. Here we go. A couple hours ago, let me scroll back. Okay, so 4 hours, okay. Nah, he retweeted that. This is his response. As you know, we will probably hear many more responses from the former president Donald Trump in regards to the situation. He said this. Again, this, if you're looking for this is on his platform. It's called Truth Social. Excuse me. Because some people was wondering, was this fake? They was like, hold up, that ain't real. It has a red check. It's not a blue check like Twitter. But it's not Twitter. It's called Truth Social. Okay, so 2 hours ago, former President Donald Trump said, they only brought this fake, corrupt, disgraceful charge against me because I stand with the American people. And they know that I cannot get a fair trial in New York. Said I ain't gonna get no fair trial in New York. All right, we'll talk about it. Before I do that, let me go over here. The Black Captain, talk to me. What's your take on this topic?
Do I got an echo now, bro?
Not to me. You ain't had no echo to me the whole time.
Okay, man. I'm gonna be short. You know, I just did my show, bro. Look tired. He ain't going to jail. It's all a political show, man. And I think it's helping his campaign going forward.
Okay, they said you do have an echo. How about this? I got your number. I'll just call you, and I'll plug you in through the phone line. How about that?
All right, bro.
All right. Let me call him on the phone. It's my dog right there. Brought me to Atlanta. Came and picked me up. Brought me down here to Atlanta. Said, man, you need to be in the city. And shoot, we've been rocking ever since. Was in the Army with me. I know him, brother, for a minute. Oh, no. Do I got this nigga's number in my new phone? Uh-oh. Damn, bro. I don't think I got your number in my new phone over here. You got to call me. Damn. Guess we ain't friends. I fucked up. Let me see if I call him right here. Damn, man. My bad, bro. I'm trying to call you, but because you know they took my Facebook. I can't even call them on Facebook. They took my Facebook. Here we go. I'll call him right here. All right, I'll call him right back. Homie.
Yo.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, after this, text me your number, bro. I got a new phone, man, for my birthday, so I ain't got your number here.
Okay, I got you.
I didn't transfer shit over. I ain't want nothing from that old phone. I had a virus up there and everything. Just looking at porn. Caught me. One of them viruses got me, man. Looking at porn on the lunch break at work. Oh, shit. We live still, but never mind. Go ahead, man. Put a case on me. Fuck it.
No, man. Okay. How I sound now, man?
You sound, like I said, bro, you sound regular to me the whole time. The audience was saying you was echoing, but you good now because you're on the phone line.
Yeah, StreamYard, I don't know what's, they be fucking up. But yeah, I look at it as a win for Trump as far as his political campaign is going forward. I mean, all eyes on him. All eyes on him. He's already released a statement. Pence has already come out on CNN. The Republicans are lining up behind him, defending him already.
You think that they're gonna make him a martyr?
That's what it's looking like. I mean, you've already had key Republicans come out and make statements. Like I said, Pence has already hit CNN talking about this is a travesty and this is so wrong and nobody, no American president has ever gone through this. And yeah, it helps his campaign, man.
But here's the thing. Do you think anything like those protests or those riots are gonna happen again? You see anything like that? Also,
I mean, if you watch CNN, I've been keeping up with CNN all day. They've already started rallying outside his Mar-a-Lago estate.
Oh yeah.
All it takes is a word from Trump, man, and they ready to go.
Okay. But nothing is gonna. Hey, look, because here's my thing. I think the case might even get dismissed. I was listening to some legal pundits today, and they said the way the New York DA has done this case right here, they kind of coupled one case that's still active with one that's not active to get this done. Yeah. They kind of did this in a little. It was kind of shaky the way they did this, and it might get thrown out.
Yeah, I kind of I saw some of that too earlier. Right now he's looking at 30 counts. I don't think this stuff is going to stick, but at the same time, he's national news.
A lot of these are misdemeanors too, from what I'm hearing too.
Yeah,
like this wouldn't affect him.
They still haven't released the full sealed indictment yet. They haven't released the full indictment yet.
Right. The only reason we're even assuming this is about the stuff is because of what he's saying and what other people and sources say, type shit. But
yeah.
But technically, though, here's the thing, though, bro. I've heard people on both sides, whether you far left or far right, I've heard them paint this dramatically either way over the last few hours. You're either like, oh, we got him, and ha ha ha, that's what he get, and then, but like this doesn't affect him not running. And but also, I've heard people on the right blow it out of proportion, like, he's being targeted, blah blah blah. My point is, did he do it? And from all accounts, he did do the shit.
Yeah, but that don't matter in the realm of politics, man. But how you spin it.
But this isn't but that's my thing. This isn't even politics. This is criminal. You did it or you didn't do it. Now, if they're gonna push the campaign finance part, I get that part too. Push it. But a lot of this stuff, man, I don't know. It seems like it might be a lot of posturing. I don't know if anything is gonna come from this.
Well, I don't think so either. But like I said, all eyes are on him right now, and he's putting the message out. Like I said, he's releasing statements. They're already on go. They ready to go. Get behind their boy Trump. He's not looking at no jail time or nothing like that. So people can get that out of their heads.
Yeah, I don't. Even if he's convicted, I don't see them putting him in jail.
No, it's a show. It's a political move, and like I
said,
said, right now
because technically
winning.
He did do it though, right?
Yeah. I believe he did, but
he's the co-conspirator in the Michael Cohen went to prison for this shit, for doing this shit. So you get what I'm saying? If the court believes Michael Cohen is guilty of doing what he did for paying the money and he went up there to Congress, he testified for him, right? Then he testified against him, said, "Yo, yeah, I paid a girl $130,000. Trump reimbursed me 3 different payments. I remember them putting the check on the screen. You can see, hey, look, it's the same signature that was on the Donald Trump check that we got.
Yeah,
the Sharpie signature." So I'm like, damn, he did do the shit, right?
But at the end of the day, does it really matter at this point? Because he's not really focused on it as a criminal matter. He's looking at is this as a political win for him.
Can you
that's how his camp is looking at it. That's how Republicans are looking at it right now. They're not looking at this as a separate criminal matter. They're looking at this as political witch hunt, trying to they're after us. It's Democrats are backing this. It's become political at this point.
So you think they're wrong for even?
No, I don't think they're wrong for. I mean, if he did it, he did it. You indicted him, but
why wait? Why do you wait till the statute of limitations? You get what I'm saying? Why did they wait so long?
That I don't know. And that's something that the DA, them people handling the case is going to have to answer, because people are going to want to know, why'd you wait so long if you had this information?
Yeah. So what you think?
Like I said, I look at it, for him, it's good timing. It's good timing for him.
Really?
It is.
He don't seem happy
he's
about
on every. He's on every news network. I mean, he talked about it. Look how much of a fuss was made when he said, was it like last week, that he was going to be they were going to lock him up on the Tuesday.
Oh, I was excited about that shit. Like, just because of the content, I was like, man, I'm gonna like to have that break midday and see him getting marched out. Oh man, I was like, man, I don't care. I was going to the movies with my daughter. I said, yo, we're gonna walk right out the movie theaters if this shit happens, son. I'm going to be right there in the car going live on the way back to the crib. I'm like, yo, movie's over, baby.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a win for him, because, like I said, he's already got a statement. They're already lined up outside his estate down in Florida, ready to rally and do whatever he's asking them to do. Republicans are already jumping out the window, trying to set him up as a martyr. This is a witch hunt, and the Democrats have, come on, the Democrats have already made a statement. It's pure, it's political nonsense at this point. But it works for him because, whatever he's putting out in the next couple of days up until Tuesday is media gold.
So it seems like it's more about we just gonna ride with our guy. It don't matter if he did it or not. I'm looking right here. I mean,
come on, man. You know how politicians are anyway, man. Unless it's something like real egregious, this kind of stuff, we're talking, like he said, misdemeanor stuff. Like, we're gonna ride with him regardless. Like I said, they've already come out. Pence has already hit the stage at CNN, and he don't mess with Pence like that. But they on code. They get on code when it's time to get on code.
See, I just hate the fact that they looking at it like the guy Bragg up there in New York is doing this. Like, I'm reading right here. Kevin McCarthy, Republican out of California, he said Bragg has irreparably damaged our country in an attempt to interfere in our presidential election. Did the guy do it though? He continued. He weaponized our sacred system of justice against President Donald Trump. Jim Jordan tweeted out,
they're on code already.
Yeah.
They're on code already, man. They're on code already. This is going to be political warfare until it's resolved, but at the same time, it keeps him at the forefront of the Republican Party moving forward.
Here we go. Texas, Ronnie Jackson said, Alvin Bragg is a national embarrassment, all capital letters, to our justice system. President Trump has been proven to have done no wrong. This is nothing more than a political stunt to prevent Trump from becoming president in 2024. Witch hunt. But this doesn't prevent him from being president, though. But
it sounds good when you put it out there.
It's not true, though.
You know how this game works? It ain't got to be true. All I got to do is sound good. And that helps, they come out, they make their statements denouncing this indictment, and it helps them with their voter base, lets them know, hey, we're still on code, we're still Team Republican. They're not going to distance themselves from this mess. It's not like Trump is being charged with a real felony. Let's keep that in perspective. Not, we're not looking at armed robbery or a murder charge. He moves some money around.
Yeah, but I need to see this indictment get unsealed to know exactly, because I'm seeing different reports here. I'm seeing one report that these are misdemeanors. And then I'm seeing another report right here saying he was indicted on a felony charge. Let me I don't know. I'm still trying to gather.
Don Brown, he is joining us live.
Trying to get all the information together.
Yeah.
But I don't see the list of charges.
Well, like I said, they still haven't unsealed the full indictment yet. We just know that he's been indicted. They haven't really released every single count.
Has been indicted in New York on charges involving payments made during the 2016 presidential campaign to silence claims of an extramarital sexual.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, we need to know the details, because I saw in one report that they say, look, this is not gonna affect them running because most of these are pretty much misdemeanors. So I'm trying to get some details still. All right.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a win. Like in a political realm, it's a win for Trump. You know, it gives Republicans something to kind of harp on. It gives them a talking point going forward. So, take it for what it's worth, man. And enjoy the commentary.
Right. All right. Well, I appreciate you, big dog.
All right, man. It's been real. I gotta get. I'm tired, man. Hey,
yeah, man.
I'll be tuning in from the clouds, bro.
My brother. God bless.
All right, now.
All right. Don't forget to send me your number too, bros.
I got you.
All right, peace. All right. Shout out to my guy RNT. Entertainment. Let me edutainment. I think it's called edutainment. Let me put it on the screen. What's up, HOD?
What's going on, Marq?
Yeah, man. I saw what you said in the chat. I'm gonna play this audio I saw from this other source where they was talking about basically it's what the way they did this, they kind of bootstrapped some charges to another charge, and they was talking about how this might get thrown out because the statute of limitations is up on one hand federally on one charge, and they bootstrapped that with other things to get him in the state court. Have you heard anything about that?
No, not once I've heard that this is the statute of limitations have passed.
And these are people who are definitely anti-Trump. I think I might have saw this on the Young Turks. So it wasn't like they were pro-Trump. They're far from pro-Trump people. So you know.
Well, we got no, I'm hearing myself double.
Yeah, somebody else said that before too. I don't know what's going on with that. Let me see something. Is it me?
I'll keep on talking until it goes away.
Okay, that's weird. Somebody else said I was hearing themselves double. Let me check my audio settings. Hold on 1 second. Speaker. Let's go just to chat. All right, try now.
Copy 1 2 1 2. I think I hear myself better. I think it was louder before though. That's when it was better, a little bit louder.
Are you good? I don't hear no.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I haven't heard any, but yeah, it is bootstrapped to other things to it, as you're saying. So we don't know everything that he's being charged with. We don't. It is not a misdemeanor, regardless of what it is. It's not going to be a misdemeanor, but it goes into play not only from the hush money, but it's the campaign finance laws that he also broke with it. So it trickles down because he lied about what he had to do to get out of this. So there's other things that we just don't know until they release it. Yeah, we are all in the dark exactly which way to go with it. But I haven't heard not once that it's statute of limitations have been up on it.
On one, not on everything. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna find this clip and I'm gonna play it for you.
Copy that. But if you were trying to talk about it on the aspect of law, that's one thing. The political that could be off, it's so many other bullshit, and a lot of it is a lot of fantasy talk too. But if he does get convicted, it does hinder him, right? And if he doesn't and gets unscathed, then it could be a great political, talking point for him moving forward. So they really need to make sure that they're doing the right thing as far as charging him properly. And charging him improperly with anything is going to look bad also. And just to make sure that the charges are correct. That's it. You know what he said here. Man, both sides are corrupt, man. I don't give a fuck anybody say. Democrats, Republicans, they're both shitty ass parties. This country's been way gone from integrity from either side. We're very dangerous Democrat-run cities. Not going to choose the Republican nominee for the next president. Whatever. Did you do it, bro? I have not once heard you say I'm innocent.
And that was the thing that I was highlighting. That's something I heard in this clip too, and I was like, that's a good point, bro. That's The main point. Let me play this clip right here, and I want you to react to it. It's about a minute though.
Now, a conviction, this is the most important thing to keep in mind, and I don't mean to be a downer. A conviction.
She said, I don't want to be a downer because she was like, I want this nigga, I want him to get him. But you probably ain't gonna get him. Listen to this.
Is not a sure thing, according to the New York Times. An attempt to combine a charge relating to the false records with an election violation relating to the payment to Daniels would be based on a legal theory that has yet to be evaluated by judges, raising the possibility that a court could throw out or limit the charges.
Okay, hold on. Let's hear that one more time.
Relating to.
Let me hear it one more time.
Counter. A conviction is not a sure thing, according to the New York Times. An attempt to combine a charge relating to the false records with an election violation relating to the payment to Daniels would be based on a legal theory that has yet to be evaluated by judges, raising the possibility that a court could throw out or limit the charges.
Okay, so here we go. So the false records thing, that's the misdemeanor. Just the false records, but the campaign finance part, that's the felony. All right, so boom, ride with me on this.
Okay, so I want to explain what that is because it's really important here, and it's of course being misconstrued, not just by.
Yep. Let me fast forward. Let me get to the part. Here we go.
Hush money to Stormy Daniels. Okay, that is a state law violation. Okay, now there's statute of limitations issues here, and it's critical. That's because Alvin Bragg and all the other prosecutors in Manhattan sat on it forever and ever and ever. I think they were afraid to take action, but here, credit where credit is due, they have taken action now. I wish they'd taken it earlier before the statute of limitations. Anyway, the federal charge is about campaign finance violations. Again, Michael Cohen also got convicted of that because they clearly went around campaign finance law to pay Stormy Daniels because they were trying to keep her quiet before the election.
And
clearly related to the campaign.
Right, I mean, I'm sure most people know, but keep her quiet in regard to the affair that she had with Donald Trump. He didn't want that getting out there.
Exactly, and that affair happened only months after Melania Trump had just delivered their child, and it was among many affairs. Super clear, Donald Trump definitely did it, and his co-conspirator already spent years in prison for it, right? That's his fixer, his lawyer, Michael Cohen.
And that's where we at with it, HOD. The other guy already went to jail for it, the co-conspirator.
Well, he went to jail for his part, but Donald Trump hasn't, and that's a different thing. And that's the part that what Cohen went to jail for. That statute of limitation is not up, and that's the federal charge that Trump is going to be facing.
Well, I thought he's facing state charges, though.
Not when it's bootstrapped to the others, to the campaign finance laws. Okay. See, that's where it's at. But at no point did it say that it prevent. No, it will prevent him if he gets convicted. He can't run for president.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
felony, right?
Right, convicted. Yeah, you can't run for president.
Now,
here we go. All right.
The reason why they say he might get off is on a technicality. They're saying, well, if the statute of limitations ran on one of the charges, can you really combine the two charges to make it a state charge for the Manhattan DA to be able to do it?
You heard that?
Right.
Okay.
Instead of a federal prosecutor doing the campaign finance law violations. So he might get off on a technicality on how they combine the charges. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, if you watch cable news now, not just Fox News, but all of it, you might get the impression that, he didn't do it. And it's hard to prove because, my God, he didn't pay her hush money, which is ridiculous. He 1000% paid her hush money, and that it's not a violation of campaign finance law. No, that's ridiculous. It's 100% a violation of campaign finance law. It's a violation of the state law on fraudulent bookkeeping. There's no question about it. They should all clarify. Trump's only chance to get off is either A, he's a celebrity and an elite, and people think that former presidents should be above the law, and you might get a couple of MAGA guys on the jury, and then next thing you know, he's free to go. Or B, he gets off on a technicality, but he definitely did it, and that should be clear. And thank you, not just to Alvin Bragg here, but to the grand jury that looked at it and said, I don't care how elite he is. I don't care how rich and powerful he is. And I don't care if you put the handcuffs on the back or the front. He's guilty, and we'd like to see him go to trial over this. And
Go ahead. Oh, I think one more part.
again, they don't adjudicate that he's guilty. The grand jury just says, yes, there should be a trial because we think he did it.
Exactly.
All right, there you go. Go ahead, HOD.
Well, I mean, what we can draw a conclusion to many of that is how many of the grand jury voted to indict him. I think it's 23 jurors. How many were they? I know it had to be 13, right?
Majority. That's
right. One majority, which is 13. But how many did they? You know what I mean? I like to know that. Was it unanimous? Because that's going to give us an insight how juries are going to and the trial are going to be. Like, damn, like all of them did, even though there were some MAGA guys on that grand jury. You know what I mean? Now, if it was just by one, then you can say, yo, he might have a chance of that means of convincing some people not to convict them. So, but we'll know that. I won't say unseal it of this indictment, which they haven't yet. And I guess they're giving him till Tuesday to surrender, to be arraigned or whatever. So I mean, we still got. There's a lot of information that we just don't know, Mark.
Are we gonna get a mugshot? You think we're gonna see that mugshot?
Yeah. This is just like anybody else. Now the difference is how is Secret Service and the state going to work together with bringing him in, and because their job is to protect.
Walk him right back out. He gonna walk in, take his picture,
get it like an I-bond or something like that, or I don't know what it is.
Hey, look, they're gonna tell him R&R, return on your own ROR, return on your own reconnaissance. I mean, where you gonna go? You got the Secret Service with you. We know where you at all day, every day.
Right? No, they're not gonna put an ankle bracelet. But what I'm saying is, I mean, still, they, how do they hand them over? They got to work out those logistics, which is why I think they're giving it till Tuesday, so that the Secret Service can still do their jobs, which is to protect the president the former president at all times, regardless, and that's their job. So they got to work those things out. You know what I mean? Or, the handcuffing, they're probably like they won't do that, but he definitely got to get a mugshot. Yeah.
But will it be released?
It would have to be. It's public record.
I guess somebody can file a FOIA request, right?
Right. I mean, it's public record. That's not sealed. And this is only going to open up other subpoenas to other things. And this could be just a trickle effect. We got him here. He's indicted. Now we could know subpoenas for other things.
He got that Georgia case still going too.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it buys time. It does other things too. But look, I mean, did he do it? I guess that's what the trial is for. To have the opportunity to say your case. But this dude ain't no. We know this guy's been doing a lot of wrong for many years.
Right at the storm, my brother said, I believe it's a bad idea to convict him. It would start a huge, ugly snowball effect of everyone getting charged for any and everything. But he did it, though, Rider of the Storm. He did it. If he did it, he's supposed to get charged and convicted. I thought no man or woman is above the law here. I thought that's what it's the whole beautiful thing about this American experience. Nobody's above the law.
I say it's a good thing because we need to stop all the bullshit between all these piece of shit politicians. They all on both sides. Hopefully it'll now put many on the straight and narrow because they know now they could get fucked. I'm good with it.
He said, I'm good with it. He said, with that said, let's talk about boxing. Fuck it.
No, I mean, look, man, this guy is a full of shit, dude. He never was a good person. I would not share, a half a donut with this piece of shit. So I really don't care about the dude, regardless of his politics. He's a piece of shit person.
Some people really like this guy.
I know they do, man.
And look, you have friends and family that support the guy,
Yeah, I tell them they're fucking stupid.
Yeah. I just think
Not that I do know that any of them. I'll be honest with you.
I was just gonna ask you, like, which president did you like out of all of them? Like, who did you like?
I like my first president, man, Bubba. You know,
Yeah.
that was Bill Clinton, man.
Okay, his nickname was Bubba.
Yeah, man, Bubba.
I didn't know that. I can believe
You
that.
know, I saw it. You know, I mean, but it not. Look, I mean, you know, they're all pieces of shit, man, and they all do crooked things. Some more than others, and whatnot. But you know, to say who was my favorite, you know, I'm, you know, none of them helped me for shit. So really, let's keep it real. I think that's the biggest problem with this nation. If you're depending on the fucking government to make your life fucking better, man, you're a fucking idiot. You got to make it yourself, man. Regardless who the fuck is up there, they ain't gonna help you out for shit. They ain't gonna help you out for nothing, man. So do your thing, get your studies in, get your hustling in, and make it happen. Because none of these motherfuckers really gonna help you for nothing. When was the last time a president really helped you for anything?
Hold on, let me grab this call real quick. I got a call right here. Jerry from Baltimore, talk to me.
Yeah. What's up, Mark?
Yeah. Talk to me, bro.
You want to tell me who gives a shit what Donald Trump did with a porn star 8-10 years ago? This is a witch hunt, man. They are so scared of Donald Trump that they'll do anything in their power, set back race relations to the 60s, whatever they can do to try to prevent this man from getting back to the presidency is what they're going to do. Let's face it, man. These charges are some trumped up bullshit. They tried to get him with Russian collusion. They had their own people investigated. It was nothing. They've tried everything they can. Donald Trump is the exact type of president that we need. He's not a politician. That's why he says shit that's not, like a politician will tell you what they think you want to hear. They'll just lie to you. He doesn't do that. He's not a politician. He's a businessman. And this is why not only the left, but many people on the right don't want Donald Trump because he's a whistleblower. He don't care if you're on the left or the right. If you're corrupt, he's going to expose it. And that's what he did in the first term that he had. He did just that. And that's why he doesn't have a lot of support from the old players on the right, because the old players on the right are on the same team as the old players on the left. They don't want nobody blowing the whistle on their scheme. And that's just what Trump does. He's a Washington outsider, and he's very powerful politically, and they don't want him, man. They're going to do anything they can to prevent him from running. So, I mean, it's bullshit, really, because to be honest with you, I'm a conservative Republican. I'm a moderate. But to me, people like Donald Trump and even Oprah Winfrey, even though I know she's politically adverse to what I believe, those are the type of people that need to be presidents. Not these fucking politicians that have been in office like Biden for 40 and 50 years, and they're entirely sold out to special interests. Entirely sold out. So whatever move they make is coming from another place. So I believe in regular folks, regular citizens being the president, businessmen, entrepreneurs, good-hearted Americans that are going to put the interests of the country first and not be bought out like Joe Biden.
I like to ask Jerry, because he said that he exposed. What did he expose in his first term of corruption?
Who, Trump?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what Trump did, even in his first term, is paramount to the best accomplishments of any president. He doesn't get the credit for it, but
Jerry, I asked you what you said that he exposed the corruption in his first term. That's what he did, he said. So I'm asking you, what did he expose?
Yeah, well, that's part of what he did, and part of what the corruption was Hillary Clinton and her collusion. Because after the investigation with Russia was done and Trump was found not guilty, the real, what really got exposed is that was Hillary Clinton and Biden in bed with those parties. You see, but the mainstream press buried that. They didn't want that to come out, just like they didn't want Hunter's laptop information to come out, and they buried that.
What did he expose on the right side, Jerry? What did he expose? I'm waiting for that answer.
I just told you. If you can't follow, you let me know.
No, you said about Hillary Clinton. I'm asking, like, he exposed everything on both sides. Okay, so he's a whistleblower. What did he expose on the right side or Republican side or whatever, which way you want to call it? What corruption did he expose?
Oh, if you're capable of political conversation on that level, because I just told you one major thing. Hillary Clinton's and her emails. These things were exposed, but they didn't
She's
get
Democrat. I asked
is.
on the Republican side.
Right. Oh, well, I mean, several people in his own cabinet that he fired. Once he found out they were dyed in the wool and corrupt, he fired the people that he himself hired. You see what I mean? And that lets you know you're not dealing with a hypocrite that's just going to run the party gauntlet. When he's going to fire people that he hired, that lets you know something right there. You don't see that much in any cabinet.
You see how the political talk is? So there's specifics to throw on one side. When you're involved in that bubble, you have all the details and juicy from one side. But when it comes to then express what you have to do on your side, everybody's in these bubbles of politics will not expose it. You know what I mean? They're just generalities of things that I'm still waiting. What was it? You know what I mean? I don't see it, and that's what.
Well, do you not understand Hillary?
No, on the Republican side, everybody's heard about the emails. I'm just waiting. What about on the right side? On the Republican side, what did he expose?
Well, nothing as big as that. Nothing as big as that for sure. But there was corruption there, and that's why he fired.
I agree with you with one thing, Jerry. I don't think these lifelong politicians are great for the country, but I also don't think perverted piece of shit businessmen should be also the president of the United States. So that type of shit is not needed either. I think we need a man of integrity, a man that you could look up to a bit, and who is not a lifelonger.
That's your opinion, though. Just like I have an opinion, you have one, and your opinion is that. But that's your opinion. Trump has millions of supporters.
That's why he won the last time, or is it because they stole the election? Do you believe that too?
Yeah, they stole the election. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Here's one thing. If you pay attention to politics, you'll know that every election cycle, the Democrats cry voter fraud, voter suppression. They cry it every time. This last election had an unprecedented amount of mail-in ballots, which is a breeding ground for corruption. But yet this election, the one with an unprecedented amount of mail-in ballots, according to the left, went off without a hitch. Was no voter suppression. Was no corruption. This one just went off without a hitch. How convenient that is.
What do they when they say voter suppression? What are they talking about, Jerry? What exactly are they talking about?
Well, you don't know.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, tell the people who don't know, Jerry.
Well, what they claim to be talking about is different things. They claim in different zones that they don't bust the voters to the voting station and little things. But the point is, they constantly cry voter suppression and vote corruption every election cycle, except for this last one, with an unprecedented amount of mail-in ballots. This one somehow went off without a hitch, and when every other one was fought with corruption and suppression, but this one went off without a hitch. Yes, I believe that they've done that. Absolutely.
This is different.
COVID. They also politicized COVID in an effort to get him out. 1 year after he was out, a year and 2 months after he was out, Biden went on TV and said, COVID's over. Take the fucking mask off. Throw it in the trash. COVID's no more. Yet, when Trump was the president, it was, oh my God, this guy's a bigot, a misogynist. He's blaming China for this. I mean, they just painted him out to be the worst motherfucker in the world. And literally, just what he said was exactly what happened. That virus came from that fucking lab in China. And
how is that any different When we went into a war for fucking 20 years for weapons of mass destruction that never fucking existed, Jerry. Who brought that on? Was it, you know what I mean? Both sides are full of shit.
And I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with the war in Iraq. So let's not conflate things.
Let's not conflate things. It's just like the thing is that you want to act like one side is righteous than the other, and they're not. They're both pieces of shit.
20 years ago. You're pulling up something from 20 years ago.
Oh, that lasted 20 years, Jerry.
I wasn't in favor of the war in Iraq.
Did you vote Republican?
Bush Jr. I didn't vote for George Bush Jr. Nor did I vote for his daddy. I didn't like either one of them. And it turned out that they were the pieces of shit that I knew that they were then. I didn't agree with going in.
Did he vote at all? Did he vote at all?
Nation. No, I did not vote.
So that's why I asked, because I know you didn't vote at all. You didn't vote for your Republican. I'm not voting at all.
No, because like I told you at the top, I'm a moderate. And what that means is I don't just side with the Republican Party, especially the presidential candidate, if I don't agree with their politics. Did not agree with Bush's politics. On 9/11, we were attacked by Saudis. 22 terrorists, 21 of them were from Saudi. None of them were from Iraq. I never believed that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. If they did, they wouldn't have gave up in 3 days after we were bombing their country. They would have used those weapons. They never had them. They weren't there. They were a sovereign nation. My buddy was in Desert Storm a year prior where the U.S. basically did a weapons test in Iraq, and they still didn't retaliate on us. So no, but I'm not going to conflate the two. George Bush was who he was, and Donald Trump is who he is. Bush, lifelong politician. Him, his dad, and his granddad been in Texas politics for 100 years, and his father was the head of the FBI, the CIA rather. Those guys are the exact type of guys that I'm talking about that have no business trying to be the president. They're far too bought out. But Trump isn't. Whether you like him or you don't, he's just not that. He is what he is, which is, a businessman. And, he doesn't say politically correct shit like politicians do. So he's going to step on some toes from time to time. But I'll take a straight talking guy like him. He changed 7 trade deals. I think it was 7 or 8 trade deals with China, Canada, Mexico. No president prior to him changed any of those trade deals, and Trump changed several of them. And not to mention, he put a crackdown on the opioids the first year he was in office. The 3-strike rule that Reagan put into place that was adversely affecting black folks for being
I think that was Clinton. I think that was Clinton, right?
Yeah, I thought it was.
It was Reagan or Clinton.
I think it might have been Reagan. Super Predators. That was Clinton.
All right. Well, guess who abolished it? Donald Trump. Yeah. He's the one who abolished that in his first year in office. Barack Obama had 8 years, a black president. At any point, he probably could have did that, and he never once did it. Trump did it in his first year. And just a multitude of things, man. He done more in 4 years than any president that I've seen. Because I wasn't that big of a fan of Reagan either. Reagan had some good stuff, but there was a lot of other stuff that he did that was fucked up. But I can't say the same about Donald Trump. I just can't. And ever since Biden took office, things have went dramatically downhill. The minute Biden took office, gas prices started going up. Inflation started going up.
Gas prices went up because of the presidency? Are you serious?
Yeah. You ever heard of old independency, which we had when Trump was president? When Biden got in, one of the first things he did is shut the pipeline down, the Canadian pipeline. He shut it down right away. That dramatically affected oil prices. So yes, presidents can affect
the Canadian pipeline. He closed it down.
Yeah.
Or was it our own?
Not to mention, what's the one that was going here through the United States. Not to mention, he did other things to the energy plan that made us far more dependent on foreign oil like we were prior to Trump becoming the president. Trump's thing was to make us less independent because we have our own oil reserves. And that's why when he...
Do you know how much oil this country uses compared to what we can even produce for ourselves, Jerry?
Yes, I do.
And it doesn't make a damn dent.
You better know what you're talking about.
I'm telling you what I'm talking about. It doesn't make a damn dent. No, it had nothing to do with the presidency. Now, the OPEC being corrupted, you could say that.
Okay, so when Biden took office and the fuel prices went up immediately, and if it continued to go up, and in your mind, it has nothing to do with him. That's very gullible to believe that. His policies right off the bat, the minute he took office, he overturned like 21 things that Trump had constituted, and several of them had to do with our energy plan. That affects the oil that we get and what we pay for it on the open market. When the Arabs know that we're dependent on them, they stick it to us, and that's just what
Jerry, this country uses so much more oil than we could ever produce for ourselves. You do know that, right?
No, that's not true.
That is absolutely true.
No.
That is absolutely true. That's the reason why we have to use from the outside.
No, it's not.
This country does not use its oil to what we need in its full capacity. We cannot cut off everything else because we are the only country on earth that has like 5 cars per damn household. Are you kidding me?
We don't harvest the oil the way that we could because of liberals overturning.
Liberals I mean, what does liberals have to do with the Democrats who are running the policies?
Well, it's clear to me you don't know enough about politics to really.
No, is that you're in a cocoon with that bullshit with left, right, liberals, conservatives, and whatever else in between.
Exactly, because it makes a big difference. You're speaking in these gross generalities.
No, I asked you for specifics not once. Have you been able to answer a specific?
You can't comprehend the specifics though, because when I give them to you, you're like, "What?"
You have not said one.
Yeah, again, you can't comprehend them. So
I just told you this country that I'm told for a fact I know this country does not produce the amount of oil that it needs to support this country. It needs everything from everything else.
That's not because we don't have the oil, though. Again, pay attention. We have the oil. We can't produce it because environmentalists and people on the left, just like Biden, who block pipelines that bring that crucial oil and the refinement, also the natural gas. We got an abundance of natural gas here. All these things were in play when Trump was the president. Biden overturned those policies, and as a result, the fuel went through the roof, and it continues to go up. And when the fuel goes up, so does inflation, and so does everything else. Biden has been an abstract failure from day one. It's been nothing but failing all the way downhill. Again,
how much is your gas price right now, Jerry?
But it's $3.39 where I'm at a gallon for regular.
Okay, and that's sky high.
Down from last year, 9-10 months ago, it was $4 a gallon in this area. Now, I don't know about in LA because I hear the prices are drastically more out in California. But the bottom line is, and it can't be denied, as soon as Biden took over, things started going downhill. That's a direct result of policy. That's not a coincidence that it happened that way. It's a direct result of his policies.
Now, can we
energy.
Jared, can we agree that when you are a president, sometimes things you put into place is not for your term, it's for the next few years? Can we agree to that? Like when Barack Obama first got into the office and the economy was fucked up, it wasn't because Barack Obama, he just got there. It's the guy who was there for 8 years that fucked up the economy prior. Can we agree to that?
Well, there's always a two-year rollover.
Yeah, so
there's always a 2-year rollover.
Yeah, so you're dealing with the economy, you're dealing with coming off a pandemic. You get what I'm saying? Well, actually, you're still in a pandemic, and then it's coming off of it. You're dealing with a global crisis. What's going on with Russia and the Ukrainian war? Like, it's a whole bounce back. This whole shit is a bounce back. It was got to get people back to work. Some people found other ways and other means to survive.
Well, Trump was dealing with the coronavirus.
I was quiet for a long time. I was quiet for a long time. Let y'all talk. Let me say this. Trump. No. Trump. You say what? You said Trump was dealing with that for the whole time he was in president too? No, he
He
wasn't.
was dealing with the coronavirus, definitely, and all the layoffs and everything.
He got elected
Sure he
in
was.
2016. The shit happened in 2020. It's called COVID-19, but the shit didn't shut down to 2020.
Yeah, well, he was dealing with
The
it for
election
a
year.
good year and a half to 2 years. He was dealing with it long enough to send out 2 stimulus checks.
Bro, he did all
Just
of those
to help
stimulus
people.
checks in 2020. He did all that in 1 year. All that shit
Yeah,
happened
it
in
was
2020.
like 11 months.
Okay, so it's not
Right.
2 years. It's 1 year. And he was voted out at the end of that year. It was 1 year.
Yeah,
And
well,
it was my whole point is saying that is when the president gets into office, usually he's dealing with the other things that the other president did before, especially if the guy had like an 8-year term. So we can't just say everything was good when Trump got in because he's benefiting from the guy who was there 8 years before. No different from when the guy who was there 8 years prior is dealing with what the guy did before. You're cleaning up somebody else's mess your first couple of years. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, in some cases you're dealing with a disadvantage from that 2-year rollover, and some ways it may be an advantage. Trump is no different than any other president. Some of the things left over from the prior president were advantageous, and some weren't. But when Joe Biden became president, the very second day he was the president, if you didn't see, he overturned, he used executive orders to overturn an unprecedented amount of Trump's policies. And right from that minute, the fuel went up and everything started to go downhill. And that's a direct result of those policies. And he used those executive orders to overturn them. It was an unprecedented amount. I can't even remember how many it was now, but it was ridiculous and it was hurtful. And one of the things was the pipeline, of course, but it was also
Jerry
deals that we had with Saudi Arabia for oil. It was also the wall to protect the southern border, and you can see that turned right back into what it was.
Jerry. Real quick,
His own people, bro. That wall here, bro. They didn't build a wall, bro.
No, they started. They had a good chunk of it built, but then they had
not
stopped.
a good chunk of it built.
Okay.
Jerry, this nation produces 11.88 million barrels of crude oil. We consume 20.28 million barrels daily. No, this country does not produce the amount of oil it needs for that.
Again, you need another.
And if we want to go back, let me. What year? What's the best year you think the gas prices were for Trump era? Because I'm going off of 2022 numbers. I could go back to what's the best year Trump had, and let me see what those numbers are.
They were way better than they are now.
I just remember the gas prices was high at one point while Trump was in office. Because
what's the best year for Trump though with the gas prices?
Probably 2018.
2018. Let's see what it says there.
They are now.
Probably 2017.
Way better than they are now.
But Jerry, that's not just because of the president. Do you know we have a global crisis with the war in Ukraine and Russia, right? That's a big deal everywhere.
Now it's the war. Now it's the war in Ukraine. You know when Biden was
No, but that's that's a real thing though, Jerry. Trump didn't have none of that while he was in office.
When Biden was the vice president, did you know that him and Barack Obama sent $800 billion a couple of times to the Ukraine, just like we're doing now? Just like we're doing now, they were doing it then. Even though they weren't under direct threat of war from Russia, we were still financing them.
I'm losing. What does that have to do with us being at war?
What it has to do with is if you're going to use the war in Ukraine as some type of economic crisis, realize that it was also happening when Biden was the vice president. We were funding them to the exact dollar amount that we are now. They just weren't physically at war. They were under the threat because Russia's been wanting them for a long time. So we were supporting them then. $800 billion, a couple of times they paid out.
Sending some money is different from, okay, look, they are actually being attacked, and we're not just sending money, we're sending tanks over there. We're sending people to train them. Like, that's a difference. Like, we sending money and aid is different from assisting in wartime activities.
They were doing that then, Mark. We've been doing that for a long time.
Not at this. Okay. So nothing has
changed. We've been doing it for a long time.
I digress. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I mean, just check the facts and you'll see.
No.
Trump sent them. Even Trump sent them $800 billion one time when he was the president. But it happened twice during Barack's presidency that I know of. My point is, we've been supporting them for a long time. That is a marginal effect. I'm not saying it doesn't contribute to the world economy or the U.S. economy, but it's a very marginal effect, and it's not even really in the news right now. That's not what is hamstringing our economy right now. It's the increasing interest rates and the cost of commerce, which is directly related to fuel. Now, I seen in the news the other day that oil prices are way down right now, like $70 a barrel, which is good news for Biden, and it's one of the only pieces of good luck that he's had.
So you admit it's luck. The prices of the oil is luck, and it has nothing to do with the president.
No, it has a lot to do with the president.
You just said it.
Do you not realize that the United States and the president of the United States is the most powerful position in the world, and we're one of the biggest consumers of oil?
You're limited on your knowledge, Jerry. You're really look. 2018, this country is producing 669 metric tons of oil. We are producing more oil today out of this country than in 2018.
You're reading off of Google. You're reading some garbage.
I'm reading it off the U.S. Oil Production Statistica.
I never said that what the U.S. produces. I said what we're capable of producing.
But I'm just going by the best year of Donald Trump, 2018. This country is producing 669 million metric tons of oil compared to now, which is at over 700. So we're producing more oil out of this country under Biden than under Trump. So what your argument was, I'm just trying to understand that.
Well, what you can't understand is things that you can't comprehend. So when I tell you shutting down a pipeline affects oil commerce, you can't seem to grasp that.
But we're producing more oil in this country today, Jerry, than in the era of Trump.
That's what you're reading, and so that's what you're believing, and I get that.
So who am I supposed to believe? Hannity?
Believe this. When you shut down a pipeline, you affect oil commerce. It's a simple equation. When the oil doesn't flow from the places that are oil rich, Canada to the U.S., it affects the domestic oil price. We have to rely on foreign oil.
We always did because we don't produce enough, Jerry.
Again, we don't produce it because people stand in the way of it by shutting down pipelines and putting unrealistic environmental standards so we can't.
But Jerry, Trump, under Trump,
trying to tap into that, but they were cock blocking them every step along the way.
But Trump did not produce more oil than Biden is in this country.
Yes, he did.
I'm showing it right now. We're producing more oil.
So why was the fuel cheaper?
Share the link, HOD.
Oh God.
Share the link so we can put
Don't even bother, dude, because I can come up with a million links to show you.
I'm not going to CNN. I'm not going to MSNBC or Fox News or any shit like that. I'm going off of the straight couple people who produce these stats.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. Jared, where do you consume your information? Where do you get your information from?
Well, basically, I get it from the world news.
Okay, what source?
You ever watch the world news?
What source? Which one?
It's world news.
What
it comes on Verizon. I got Verizon. I see the British news. That's a far more accurate news source because they.
Okay, so you talking
British
about
broadcasting.
There you go. Okay, BBC. Okay, so you chose BBC.
That's one. Yeah. Any foreign news source that you get is going to be more accurate than what you get here in the States. The States is too divided left and right, and it's all bias. I don't give a fuck where you get it from. There's bias involved. But when you watch the British newscast, that's a lot more level. They're going to tell you a lot more of what really is without the bias.
Oh,
but
really?
It's hard. It's hard. But to me, some of it's just common sense. When you shut down oil refineries and pipelines, you're obstructing the flow of the oil. Right there, that makes domestic production go way down. And when domestic production goes down, you have to be reliant more on foreign oil, which we always have been. No argument.
Our oil is sold worldwide under OPEC. Regardless, we just use our own oil for our own gas stations. You do know that.
shut up, man. You
It's sold on the open market through OPEC.
They're in the open market, in the open.
Jerry, let's talk to each other with like adults, man, and with respect.
Ah, man, because he does it, he's in over his head.
But listen, Jerry, that's not the way to go about it. Just telling them to shut up and mimic them like that. Come on, man.
Well, neither is just disagreeing to be disagreeable. That's what he's doing. Ain't one thing I said that he hasn't vehemently disagreed with. Which tells
Jerry, do you agree that we buy our oil through OPEC and they set the prices?
He fundamentally wants to disagree with me. So when you say stuff like the president has no involvement in oil prices, that's letting me know that you either A, don't understand, or you B, just want to disagree. Because Trump affected them, Biden affected them. There ain't been a president that hasn't had a role.
Who sets the prices of our oil of petroleum in the world, Jerry?
You cutting them off too, HOD. Let him talk, so he don't cut you off. We got to let each other speak without cutting him off to ask him a question. Go ahead, finish your thought, Jerry.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, it's simple. Presidential policy regarding energy, when they become president, one of the first things they do is to establish the energy budget. That's what our country is based on. That's what it's based on. It's based on energy, and their policies directly affect what we pay for energy. You have to be kidding yourself to think that they don't have anything to do with it. And they all do, for good or bad. There's been Republican presidents where the energy costs were through the roof, and there was gas shortages and all sorts of shit. So I'm not saying blaming necessarily the left over the right or the right over the left, but my point is they definitely affect it, and their policies affect it. And what the oil production is in this country and what it could be are two different things. What it could be is far more than what it is, but there's people out there that don't want us to produce the oil like that, and they put roadblocks in a way so that we're not energy dependent.
Go ahead, HOD.
I mean, I'm not going to argue against the fantasies of things that the man does not understand. He can't even understand that OPEC is what sets the prices of petrol throughout the world. And it's not that we can produce our own oil in the backyard of Texas and just sell it to the gas stations and they just then make. No, that's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. We don't control the prices.
Hold up, Jerry.
We don't control the prices. All of the oil that is bought is then set into the market through OPEC. OPEC is the one who then sets the world market prices for this. So it's not that we set our own prices. We get to just buy it cheaper because that doesn't. If that was the case when we took over Iraq, we should have been getting free oil, right? No, that's not the way it works. It's just not the way it works. And until you understand that fundamentally, I don't know what you're chasing, Jerry, but it's not facts.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, we didn't take over Iraq's oil fields. That's number one. Had we took control of their oil fields, we would have controlled the oil. So that's number one. Number two, if I grow vegetables in my backyard, then I don't have to buy them from the farmer down the street, you see. Or if I can't grow enough vegetables, I can supplement what I can't grow from the farmer down the street. Now, the farmer down the street is going to charge me what his price is because that's what he does. He grows vegetables. But when I can produce my own, I don't have to buy them at his price. When the United States is producing its own energy, we don't have to buy it from OPEC. You understand? So OPEC sets the prices from that perspective, the cost and the demand. You see, the supply and the demand. We got a heavy demand, but we also are capable of a heavy supply. But like I said, when pipelines are shut down and these things are put in place, then we can't produce. They know that we can't produce, so they charge us appropriately. Basic economics 101.
That's not how it works, Jerry. You're so fundamentally off. You don't understand it. We cannot buy our own oil from our own oil reserves that we have. That's not just the way it works. It's when they let go of the reserves, guess what? It's released to OPEC so that they can set the market price down because now they're letting more oil out in there. But it's not because we get to just buy it directly and use it. That's just not the way it works. And no, we don't produce. No, it does not. That's not the way it works, Mark. That's not the way it works.
What was the pipeline for? What was the pipeline for? To ship oil to Saudi Arabia? Fuck no. That's why it went right down the middle of the United States.
It does not work that way, Jerry.
Okay, well, you can believe what you want.
Now, what I could agree with you, should we then now limit world trade? Absolutely. That would be different. I'll be open to that so that we can then force our country to produce shit instead of buying everything overseas, pre-made and shit. That I would have, but we don't. We have an open trade market with the world. And on top of that, yes, we have our oil regulated through OPEC. Now, do you want to say, hey, we need to eliminate OPEC and then we can up the ante of producing our oil and forget about the world trade? That's a different argument. But as it stands, the president does not control the prices of the oil.
Sure he doesn't. You can believe that if you want to. That's up to you. I know far better. And I've explained to you.
Then read.
Very specifically, how. Simple supply and demand.
It doesn't work that way, Jerry.
It does. That's how all commerce works, buddy. Got news for you. That's how it all works. That's why Walmart is filled up with Chinese products, because we got a huge demand and they can supply it cheap. You see? So that's why it's there. We could make the same things here. They'd just be a lot more expensive. You see? The oil that's in Texas and all over the United States, Pennsylvania, several areas of the United States, and even Mexico where we can harvest oil. Plus, we got huge natural gas reserves, which are also energy. And we were on the track to being energy dependent. The gas prices reflected that, even though we only had a short time to constitute it. Now the gas prices are reflecting what the demand is and who we have to rely on to get it. And whenever we have to rely on the Middle East for the oil, they stick it to us. It's just that simple. They know we need it, and that's just simple economics 101. I don't give a fuck who you like, a president, or who I like.
You're thinking 1950s economics, Jerry. That's not the same economics of today.
Well, supply and demand is a part of economics. Bone simple, flat-footed.
But we are bound by OPEC when it comes to petroleum, Jerry. And until you accept that, you're just chasing I don't know what, because what you're talking about is from 1950.
As long as we're dependent on them, we're bound by them.
Well, we use 20 million barrels a day. We only produce 11 or so right now, and we're producing more now than ever before in history, and we still can't get to the prices down. So you see how it has nothing to do with the president?
Well, so how was it when Trump was president and I own a landscape business? I buy fuel every day. Fuel at one point was below $2 a gallon for regular fuel. How was it that happened? Was that just circumstance that led that to be that case?
OPEC dropped their prices all the way down to 35 because we had a lot of fracking going on, and they decided to drop the prices of petroleum, natural petroleum, over fracking so they could eliminate the fracking business. They made it so cheap that it made no sense to buy any fracking oil, and it made it so much more expensive for them from what they can sell. So if you haven't heard fracking in a while, that's why. It's because the OPEC and the Saudis, they said, you know what? We're going to make it so damn cheap. It's not cost effective to be fracking.
I guess so. You think OPEC cares about fracking? They invented fracking. You want to talk?
Where is our oil coming from? Is it from fracking or from Saudis and everything else that's pumped out of the ground?
Well, a good bit of the oil that the United States purchases from Venezuela. Okay, that's number one. Again, fracking is, if OPEC invented fracking, they don't have any standards when it comes to that shit. They're going to get the oil any way they can get it. Understand? What matters is how much we need their oil. That's what matters. That's what determines the prices. What they deem how much we need it. And the less we need it, the less they can charge us for it, you see? It's simple economics. And it doesn't matter who's the president. If you don't want to give Trump any credit for what happened during his 4 years, take him out of the picture. It could be any president. It's a simple supply and demand thing. And it relates just like I said about the farmer. When I don't need his vegetables, I don't have to pay his price. and he knows that. So therefore, price going to have to come down if he thinks that I'm going to buy it.
Jerry, we consume 20 million barrels a day of petroleum. We buy maybe 92,000 barrels from Venezuela.
Yeah, we get a lot of oil from Venezuela.
92,000 compared to the 20 million barrels we consume each day.
I don't know where you're getting those stats, man.
I'm
just going to tell you,
I'm trying to set that up right now, Mark.
Yeah, just put the link in the private chat, or either put it in the DM, so I can put it on the screen.
Lastly, if you don't think Biden and the president has anything to do with the fuel prices, check out one of his press conferences when he has them, and the press ask him about the fuel prices. Why the fuck would they ask him about the fuel prices if he doesn't have anything to do with it?
He's the commander in chief. Hold on. They asked the president about Trayvon Martin getting murdered, nigga. Like, he the president. So you ain't got nothing to do with it, but you the president. People gonna ask you. So I don't think that's fair. But you did say supply and demand is the reason. So if supply and demand is the reason why oil prices go up, why things happen and prices go up and down, why can you blame the president for the prices being high if it's all about supply and demand? Don't you feel like that's a conflicting statement, Jerry?
No, because again, if you have you're harvesting your own oil, then your demand is less. You don't need to demand more on the world market because you have more of your own, you see. So if you stop pipelines and you close refineries and you take steps like Biden did his second day as president, what you're doing is you're thwarting domestic production. We have a lot of oil here. We've used oil from Saudi Arabia and different parts of the Middle East because we have had the luxury to do so. But it's not because we didn't have the oil here. We do have it here, and we got a ton of natural gas, one of the world's largest supplies of natural gas. And we can harvest our own, which makes us less dependent. It's simple. It's simple. It could be compared to a lemonade stand or any little simple piece of commerce. Supply and demand. When they know we're dependent on them, they're going to charge us appropriately. Energy independence. That's what Trump was all about. He kept trying to make the country energy independent. But again, there's lots of groups that are against it. Like there was certain properties that they said, well, these lands are off limits because they're natural preserve type park properties. Meanwhile, they're rich oil fields underneath, but they want to protect that land for what they say environmental reasons. Then they want to shut the pipeline down because they say, again, environmental reasons. But really, it comes down to things far more political than that. And in the end, it thwarts our domestic production. And that makes us more reliant on others, whether it's Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, doesn't matter. It makes us more reliant on that, and they know that. They know that. They're not fucking fools to just be like, oh, fuck it, we don't want fracking to happen, so we're going to just go to 35. No, they put the thumb down when they know that they can. And so I don't care who becomes the president. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was Oprah Winfrey or Donald Trump or who. I want to see us get back to that energy independence. That way we don't have foreign economies, any other than China necessarily, that are going to dictate to what our economy is. Because as the fuel prices go, so does the rest of the economy. Everything goes up. You've seen the inflation that's taken place in the last 2 years. It's unprecedented inflation. Even the Democrats are talk about it. I mean, if you want to say Biden has nothing to do with that, I just can't go along with that. Presidential policies have everything to do with how we live, the interest rates that we pay, the fuel costs. It almost all comes down to the policies. That's why when they take office, they have that whole agenda, their energy plan, their infrastructure plan. They have to lay all that out because that we know that that's what's going to affect us as Americans most dramatically.
Mark, check your IG.
All right. Go ahead, HOD. I'm sorry, go ahead, Jerry.
I'm not a fan of Biden's, not at all. The guy's a dyed-in-the-wool career politician. He's corrupt as fuck, and he's a weak leader. And the country's going to be way better off when he's gone, in my estimation.
Hey Jerry, would you allow your daughter to be Trump's personal secretary?
Yeah, I certainly would. But I wouldn't allow her to be Bill Clinton's personal secretary because we know what happened there, right?
Well, the thing is that was consensual. He's not like grabbing pussy out of the air, you know what I mean? Like somebody else I know does.
Well, either way, I'm not here to take up for any president on that capacity because going back to the Kennedys, I mean, they're men and they're guilty of those. Almost all of them are guilty. You know, maybe Jimmy Carter wasn't, I don't know, you know, but the rest of them, I mean, Donald Trump, a rich billionaire. Donald Trump was part of pop culture for 30 years, part of reality TV shows and stuff. Nobody really had anything bad to say about him. People knew what he was, and he was,
Hey,
you know,
look,
just was
I'll
what he
let
was.
you be on my TV. I don't want you to be in my White House. That's a big difference, Jerry.
Well, it may be, but I'm concerned with who's an effective leader.
Yeah,
Ronald
that's what I'm
Reagan
saying. I
was
don't have no problem with yeah. But Ronald Reagan had experience, though. Ronald Reagan was a governor. He didn't just
He
get
was a
off.
governor.
He didn't walk off set to the White House. Donald Trump walked off the set and walked right into the White House.
Yeah, and Joe Biden's been in politics for 50 years, and if you look at his career accomplishments,
we ain't
they're
talking about
embarrassing.
Joe Biden. Like you mixing apples and oranges. Like you don't have to like
You
everything.
just talked about Ronald Reagan.
No, you
and
brought
we're
up
talking
Ronald
about-
Reagan. You brought up Ronald
Yeah,
Reagan.
but okay, but still, but we're making references of what you say is true. Trump was not a governor. No, he wasn't.
But we got here because
to
you
me,
said, we got here, Jerry, because you said he was on TV and everybody liked him and he was a celebrity. It was cool. That and my whole argument is being entertaining on TV. Look, I like Michael Jordan's shoes and I liked him as a basketball player. Do I think he was a good coach? No. Do I think he would be a good president?
No,
Probably
I get that.
not. So entertaining
Okay,
someone
yeah,
is
I
different.
get that.
Okay.
But I'm not saying it's cut and dry either. It's not that you can't not be a political person and still be a good leader, and it works the opposite way too. Of course, my concern is effective leadership, and I don't believe in career politicians, not on the left or the right. That's a big part of the reason why I knew Bush. And if you remember, his dad had one term. I think Bush had two, but we were at war. He started that war in Iraq, and typically, I don't think there's ever been a president that wasn't voted back in during a time of war, and he probably knew that. But there you got career politicians, and the country wasn't in good shape in either Bush's presidencies. It just wasn't. And so,
Well, Bush was elected during the war. He got elected twice.
Yeah, that's what I say. He was elected during a time of war, which no sitting president has ever lost re-election while we were at war.
True.
When a country's at war, the president always gets re-elected again, it seems. And I'm pretty sure he knew that at the time when he invaded Iraq, a sovereign nation. You know, when I mentioned Oprah earlier, I have friends, hardcore conservatives. They're like, "You're fucking crazy if you think Oprah Winfrey this thing." To me, that's the type of people I think make probably the best leaders, because they're true Americans, just like Trump and Oprah. Whether you like them or you agree or you don't believe in their mannerisms or whatever, still that's how I think the founding fathers wanted it. They didn't want career politicians to be the arbitrators, because once you're in politics that long, you get corrupted. It's just
They should have put term limits. They should have put term limits on everything else then.
Absolutely. There's many people that advocate for that, and I've always been one of them. You know, once you get in there like that, McCain was the same way. I mean, the Kennedys, notorious for it. I mean, these guys, they fucking make up their own rules. They're totally fucking bought out by special interests.
That is where it's at, Jerry. I mean, yeah, the term limits and all that, but it's the rules and regulations surrounding a special interest in how you literally could just buy into making a law that benefits you. And that's where it's at, where everybody's corrupted, getting bought out so they could push a specific law or deregulation or regulation that fits their needs.
Right, and lobbying
Yeah,
is legal
but
bribery.
understand.
We need to take
Right.
that out too. Take out all that legal bribery.
All that shit. That I would agree with. I mean, yeah, but I think we're beyond the term limits. That's the cause of the decline of what we see now today.
I disagree with HOD. I think that shit plays an intricate role.
If you're getting bought out, Mark, you're getting bought out, whether you're 4 years or 10 years.
Yeah. But when you have a lifetime appointment, or hey, look, you've been in Congress since the 80s, my G.
That's not a lifetime appointment. You're voted in, Mark.
You didn't let me finish, bro. You cut me right off. You having reactionary moments. You cut me off first time, then you cut me off there. Like I was trying to say, if you have a lifetime appointment, or like we know what a lifetime appointment is. Those certain judges, right? Those are judges. But when you are been in Congress since the 80s, you can breed a certain type of corruption. Like you have, I just can't explain. Like my G, it's just so corrupt where nobody even runs against you. Nobody even want to run against you.
Mark?
Supreme Court is the only lifetime appointment.
If you got 8 years
federal judges have lifetimes too, bro.
Listen, if you got 8 years limited in Congress, you're only going to get so much power during that 8 years. But when you're in there for 40 years, your power is broad reaching. Yeah. And that's where the corruption is levied, because if you had 8 years, you're not going to have that type of power, and you're not going to be able to be leveraged in that manner. But when you're a Biden, and you've been there for 40 or 50 years, now you got huge, long-ranging power. And that's the power that's dangerous and can be leveraged. And that's why I don't believe in that. And so I wouldn't say it's the end-all, be-all, but it's a big, big chunk of why we have the corruption that we have on both sides. You always see it with these long-term motherfuckers like the Kennedys and fucking Biden and the Bushes and the Clintons to a lesser degree. You don't want that type of dynasty in politics. Those people are acting on special interests almost solely. So I'm always for a businessman, even a celebrity. As long as they got a good cabinet, for strategic stuff. Oprah might not know nothing about World War and defense and stuff like that, but that neither does a lot of presidents. They put people in those positions that know about it. But it's the intent. It's the heartful intent. And I just can't get behind the career guys, man. They've proven too many times to be sold out. And Biden is notorious for it. I mean, if you look at his past, I mean, he's notorious for it, man. He ran for presidency 2 other times, and one time he had to quit because he basically got disqualified. He lost the other 2 times by landslide.
Has nothing to do why we're here tonight, though. But go ahead, Jared. Let's wrap this up. I got another topic I want to do tonight. Get into some boxing too.
Okay, well, quickly on boxing.
No. I'm gonna do a boxing show right after this. I'm gonna end this live, and I already got it set up. I'm gonna do a boxing topic right after this. All right. Call right back.
Yeah. All right. Well, no, that's what I got to say about that, man. I'm not saying Trump is all good, and I really don't want to say that Biden's all bad, but there's a difference there, and we're experiencing it now in everything that we're paying for, from the grocery store right on down. And to me, that's not some coincidence brought up by some world event somewhere. That's closer to home. But anyway, that's all I got.
My man, appreciate you.
All right, man.
No, we never asked Jerry if he believes these charges that he paid this lady off or not.
Yeah, man, you had more than enough time. Jerry was on the phone for about an hour, bro. You could have been there. Give me your take on this survey. You sent some.
All right. So what I showing you there is the amount of barrels of oil we were producing in this country. And if you look towards the tail end, you see the highest mark. That's 2018. That's the election year that Trump was having. So he actually released the most.
I thought it was the election of 2016.
His last year of election year, which was 2019. I think it was right there. Go to. Well, you're at 2018.
He got voted out in 2020.
Right. But he as you can see in this 2019, he had the most amount of oil produced that year on the election year, hoping he can influence the gas prices so he could get elected again.
Was 2020 though, bro. That 2019 was not an election year. The election year was 2020, sir.
He got in what year though?
He got in 2016. That was the year he was voted in, and was voted out in 2020.
November of 2020, right? Then is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Then I got that wrong. So, but still, on 2019, you can see that's the highest mark that we've ever had. Right there, I think it is. But we have stayed steady at about 700 metric tons of petroleum that this country produces.
And you said all this to say what? I'm gonna look.
Well, basically, we don't put and well, there's another chart beyond that. It shows that what we consume. What we consume is 20 million barrels a day to our production of 10.8, I think it is. And I sent you another link showing about OPEC. And I stand corrected. OPEC does not control the prices. Technicality, what they is the amount of they regulate the amount of oil that they tell everybody to be producing. So then, and the open market supply and demand gets affected. So if they say, you know what, start producing only 50 million barrels a day, so that it can influence the market to jack up the prices or lower the prices. So that's what OPEC does. That's all.
Okay.
And the other thing about Venezuela, he said we get a lot of oil from Venezuela. Well, no, we only get 90. There's a picture I sent you. We only get 92,000 barrels from them.
I don't have that. I don't get that. I don't have that one.
Yeah, it's in your IG.
Is it? Okay, boom. I got it. Let me see. Put that on the screen. You know, we like to fact check the fact checkers. Let me see. There you go. You said U.S. What did it say? Read that to us, HOD.
It says the U.S. imported roughly 92,000 barrels per day of petroleum from Venezuela in the first half of 2019. So that was the average that we were getting from them.
Simple as that. All right.
So it's not a lot. I mean, it's
who published
it? Okay.
But as you can see, this is a topic that it gets into. Then I don't know, man. It's either you understand all the facts, or you're just going by what everybody says, and then you stand on it. And bottom line is neither or. One or the other. And then we're conflating things with then liberals and conservatives, which has to do with what you stand on your values and shit like that. Which I personally think that we say Democrats are more of the liberal side, and that shit is getting a little bit out of control in this country. I think that I can agree with. But when it comes to a lot of the politic views and things that we need to do for our nation to move forward in a better light, as far as job productions and stuff like that, and how it affects our pockets, that's where the politics really come into play, that we can really debate.
Yeah, because all of this came, look, a lot of that stuff where we went had nothing to do with what the man was getting indicted for today.
Nope.
And it's like we go all the way off the rails. The bottom line is, Jerry, let me ask him that in the chat. I see him back in the chat. Jerry, did he do it though? Whether you think it was political, whether you think it was a witch hunt or not, did he do it?
Is he corrupted?
Did he sleep with that woman? Did he pay her off? And then he tell Michael Cohen, I'll pay you back, paid him back with those checks, and wrote that off as legal fees? Did he do that? Because it appears he did. And a majority of 23 grand jurors agreed that he needs to face some kind of music for this. Have his day in trial. Have his day in court. That's pretty much the gist of it. The bottom line up front. It doesn't matter if you like Donald Trump or not, because I believe at this point, because he even brought up what Biden is this. Biden ain't on trial right now. Well, Trump isn't either, but Biden wasn't indicted yet. But it has nothing to do with one thing. Has nothing to do with the other. You get what I'm saying?
Well, it would be with his son if they have anything to do with, indicting anybody.
Okay. Jerry said, he said, I don't know if he did. He probably did. Wouldn't surprise me if he did. I just don't give a shit. And that's what I was going to say too. Like some people, like you're just going to ride with your guy. You know what I'm saying? If this is your guy and you think he was a good president, you're just going to ride with your guy, for better or for worse. You're just going to say, I don't care if he did. I don't care if he didn't do it.
I don't care if he grabbed your daughter's pussy. I don't care.
Whose daughter?
Whatever daughter pussy Trump grabbed. He don't care. As long as it's not his daughter, I guess.
All right. Jason said, I'll say yes. I'll say yes, Trump did it, but he had a perfect call with the Ukrainian President Zelensky. It's a beautiful call. It's a beautiful call, so he would say, right? I think he did tell the dude, I need you to do something for me. He was kind of flexing on the Ukrainian people, man. All those people. I saw that trial, and yeah, I think he did something wrong in that. But shit, you got a majority. Just because the majority of your people, I think that shit was crazy too. How that shit happened with that whole shit with what he said with the president Zelensky, those people asking them, I need you to do me a favor though. You know what I'm saying?
No, but what happened with that, Mark, was that we were supposed to supply them with some aid that we normally give them, and he did not want to release that aid until you do me that favor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That. Come on, man. Y'all know that ain't right. That is not right, man.
Well, he's a powerful man, like Jerry said, man. He's the most influential man. He can do what the fuck he wants.
All right. Electro Jet said, how you been? He said, grabbing them all. Jason said, Jerry said, political corruption. That's what I care about, not personal stuff like hoes. But look, it's committing a crime though, Jerry. It's not just fucking hoes. You commit a crime when you pay somebody off hush money and you write it off as legal fees or campaign. It's
or campaign fund fraud.
Yeah, campaign funds or legal fees like Jerry. That's a crime though. It's not just him. It's not just, if it was just him having an affair, that would be one thing. Like it wasn't the Bill Clinton thing. It wasn't him fucking with Monica. It was him lying under oath about it. That's the issue. That's what he was impeached for. It was the lying under oath.
Not the act, not the cigarette, not putting a cigar in her coochie.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's get into some boxing talk, man. I'm gonna wrap this one up, man. I'm gonna do this next show. I already got it queued up.
Copy that.
Hope y'all enjoyed this one, man. Check the playback if you missed it. It's your man Marq Nash, Breaking Beats, HLD. Final thoughts, man. I'm gonna get into this Anthony.
Final thoughts. Lock him up. Make America great again. Number 45.
All right, bro. God bless. Pull up on the next one. All right, somebody said Bill Clinton was a real weirdo. Gomez, what's up, Jose? You late, man. He said Trump is the most interesting man in the world. That does not interesting man in the world, not the Dos Equis man. Okay. Electro J said we need to see that no one is above the law, even former presidents. He said Clinton wet full cigar. Okay. Isn't lying under oath a jailable offense? Absolutely. Yeah. Like, yeah, he should have. It should have been a jailable, but they still don't know if a sitting president can be charged. So he would have been impeached and removed, and they could have charged him after that. But he got found not guilty or acquitted, I guess, unimpeached. Somebody said, "Would the My Pillow guy lie?" So he lied every time you do the commercials, man. The pillow's overpriced like a motherfucker. Put a case on him. All right, but look, man, that's it, man. I'm gonna wrap this one up. As soon as you guys see this shit in, just refresh your device, and we should be back immediately. We're gonna be doing some boxing talk. I'm gonna get into some boxing talk. We're gonna talk about Anthony Joshua saying he will retire if he loses to Jermaine Franklin. Wow. Should he retire? Is it the end? Does he have 1 foot in, 1 foot out with that kind of talk? We'll talk all about it after on the next episode, which is going to start in about 5 minutes. So let me do a neighbors only roll call, because without the neighbors, the show will not be the show at this level. All right.
What up?
So let's shout them all out. Shout them all out. Cooking with the champ.
What up?
Haplotype 0.
What up?
Boxing MMA 365.
What up?
Taylor Bell.
What up?
Mike from Boston.
What up?
C Jones 0224.
What up?
Tony Boswell.
What up?
Scans Rants.
What up?
Kansas City Mac.
What up?
Patricia Shelton.
What up?
Ace Retro.
What up?
That guy Clips 330.
What up?
Miss Queen Sunkissed.
What up?
Rockman.
What up?
Wanda Villa.
What up?
Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel Donaire.
What up?
Boxing. I'm sorry, True Media Today USA Boxing. That's Coach Malachi Williams.
What up?
Poro.
What up?
Food Revolution. That's my girl Foodie with the beauty.
What up, gangsta?
KP from KC5.
What up?
Matt Wade.
What up?
Karma Serene.
What up?
Ill Status Boxing.
What up?
Tank the Sweet Science Examiner.
What up?
Beyond Above Media.
What up?
Pittsburgh T.
What up?
SF City Slicker.
What up?
I Know Boxing.
What up?
It's Mex.
What up?
Rider of the Storm.
What up?
Here to There.
What up?
Maddie Yoel.
What up?
Cliff Bailey.
What up?
Con Shawnery.
What up?
Lisa Bell, She Never Fails.
What up, gangsta?
Terrence Bailey Sr.
What up?
HL Deezy. Thanks for rocking with me on the panel.
What up, gangsta?
Cooking with Sir Senior.
What up?
Brandon Washington.
What up?
Lady Shan Dundum Season, my UK girl from London Town.
What up, gangsta?
And of course, D Bevel the champ.
What up?
And the big fish himself, my good brother Derek Lincoln.
What up, gangsta?
All right, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it, man. We coming right back at you. He said, shout out to my boy Dre Strobe. He said, I agree with you. It's a rollover, but when Holmes cut that pipeline, bro, my truck company took a big hit. But do y'all remember when Trump took disease control down right before COVID? Oh, coincidence. Oh, this, what you mean the disease control? The CDC didn't shut all the way down, right? I got a homeboy that work at the CDC. He's he does AIDS research up there for them, but he's a professor at Atlanta State as well. Shout out to my guy Dr. Wilkerson. But yeah, that nigga didn't lose his job. The CDC didn't close. Maybe I'm reading the comment wrong. He said they stormed the Capitol perfectly, beautifully. It was beautiful. It's a beautiful protest. Napaj TV, what up? He said, it seems like people are getting happy about trying to get Trump when Trump is somebody that helped Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson to try to become president in the 80s. You know what I mean? I understand your point. Like I said before, man, everybody's gonna have their different take on it. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. We're just here to provide an outlet where you guys can voice your opinion and get your bars off. All right. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. And I will see you guys in 30 seconds. I'm going to end this one. I'm going to come back with another one. We're going to get into some boxing talk, all right? It's your man, Marq Nash, breaking beats. Hey, look. Always remember, dreams require sleep. Goals require effort. You can go to the description block of this video. Get you some merch or something. Get you a t-shirt, a hoodie. Get a coffee mug. Get one of those run and tell your YouTube daddy shirts. But thank you again for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to entertain you all this evening. And shit, if y'all got time, pull right back up, man. We're gonna do another pop-up episode. All right, it's your man Nash breaking beats. Look, one thing for certain, two things for sure, man. Sometimes we're gonna agree, sometimes we're gonna disagree, man. But respect is free. Disrespect gonna cost you everything: your family, your freedom, your finances. Most importantly, your life. Always remember, homeboy. One thing's for certain, two things for sure.
I built this shit, me, brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
And I mean that shit. Drive, motherfucker. Let me see. Hold on. I got one more comment. Let me see. He said, I think the White House had a pandemic protection division, but the Trump wasted money. Not sure. I'm trying to think, do we think Joe Biden is better than Trump or on something? We need to do more research. Who is we? We'll talk about it though. Sure, this won't be the last episode we'll talk about this. We're going to be talking about this more as we get more information when they unseal that indictment. Yeah, we definitely going to be talking about it more. All right. Smash that like button on the way out the room. I see y'all in 30 seconds. Let's get it. It's your man Nash breaking beats. Peace.
This that squad, son.